like waking up and I'm backing off like a litre of water with electrolytes. And I'm going to bed and I'm just like, oh.
That's probably why you're struggling to sleep.
There's so much liquid in my stomach right now. I just can't.
It's like sloshing around inside you.
Yeah, and you know me, I like to sleep on my front. So I'll roll over onto my front and just be like,
hear it.
Oh, there's so much pressure.
There's
and then
just a big lump on your back.
Yeah, I'll just wait. It's like a camel, it just gets pushed through.
Yeah.
And then I'll wake up, I go to the toilet, bruv. That's it's like a 2-minute.
2-minute job.
Yeah, 2-minute job.
Like a post-cinema film flex.
Oh man, bro, there's cinema when I went to, when was it? On Friday.
What did you watch?
Crime 101.
Is it good?
It was like pretty meaty. It was like, oh, okay, interesting. It's about like some heist and there's like 4 characters and they all like meet, like their paths cross in this heist. Like one of them's the heist person and the other person's like police officer. The person who's like involved in the heist from the inside, and it's like you're kind of like, oh, okay, I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna do it. The heist is gonna happen, and then somebody's gonna get caught or killed, and it's exactly crime. And I was like, all right, but obviously it was after we'd broken our fast, so I had like the nachos.
Nice.
They have like mozzarella sticks with it, and the hefty, like fizzy pop, bro. I backed that off, and afterwards like. I was in bed at like 1 a.m. just like the amount of sugar I've just consumed. I feel absolutely.
Wouldn't you
fried.
have a sugar-free thing?
No, I didn't really think about it. So I had like I think I had like a Fanta.
Really?
Or something.
Oh,
it was like full sugar Fanta. Backed up. Literally, it's like, you know, the Odeon ones. They're huge. To the point where I put it in the cup holder. I'm not taking it out. Every time I drink, I would just lean over and drink out of the cup holder. I got so mashed up after that. Why did I start talking about that?
Well, no, we were talking about films. I was going to say about the film, the title alone put me off. What? Crime 101.
Yeah, because it was either that or like Wuthering Heights. I don't want to see that film. I don't want to watch that. That's not very halal during this month.
Yeah, what Crime 101
Yeah,
is.
Crime 101.
That's really halal.
Also, when the film started, it like did the whole like, you know, this film is rated 12A or whatever, or 15. And then the lights just were on. And the lights didn't turn off for like 20 minutes.
Of the film?
Yeah, so we're just watching, the film has started and it's just fully bright and I was like, what the hell is happening?
They probably forgot to turn it off.
Yeah, and then I think some guy like went down, walked off, came back 5 minutes later and then the lights turned off and everybody was like, hey, good job. It was very weird, like being in a cinema and usually you're like, oh, it's nice, it's dark, I can just be a little gremlin, eat my snacks.
I can be a little gremlin, you're there with your nachos.
Yeah, and like, oh man, I like spilt so much like salsa and cheese on myself.
Did you?
Because I
wear like a Bringley or like cinema bib.
Oh, I should. Basically what I do with the nachos is I get 2 cheese and 1 salsa and I take 3 chips and I put them in. And like I let it like warm up and like stick to the cheese nicely, and I'll put 3 in, and by the time I've done that, I'll go back to the first one, take it out, dip it into the salsa, replace it, go to the next one.
Oh my god, you got a little
it banged. So oh god, I actually want to go to cinema again.
On you talking about the cinema messing up, you know that Jordan Peele film Us? Did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
Good film. But imagine if I just stopped there. Good film.
Yeah, you know that film?
I've seen a film once. I went with a friend to watch it at Peck&Plex. Have you ever been to Peck&Plex?
Yeah.
It's like their kind of thing is like it's just cheap and cheerful, and it's like a $5 for any film.
Oh, okay.
But they obviously skimp on certain other things. But it's always a
like
vibe.
Chairs, for example.
Yeah, right, so it's always pack out. It's just not very nice decor in there. It's just like more of a vibes thing. But anyway, it got to that bit in the film where, spoiler alert, they start attacking that family. The first bit where you first see the twins.
The twins,
yeah. You know what I mean? When you first see them. And at that moment, it went silent, and we thought it was part of the film. And then it proceeds to do 5 minutes completely in silence. We're like, what's going on? They then pause the film. They're like, sorry, we've had an issue. Everyone can just go over to the lobby and you can take like a free drink or something like that. Went back in. They then accidentally got it all the way to the end. They then rewound it slowly.
So you're watching the film rewind?
A full cinema watching the film, the end, and like complete spoiler. Like knowing what happens at the end, who's died.
Peak.
It then slowly just rewinds. It gets to the beginning and they just play it from the beginning again.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That must have been so
It
jarring.
was so annoying.
I would have just walked out. I'd been like, right, well, I know what happens, and I'm just like,
We all got a refund, but it was jarring. It
a
ruined the
refund
film.
of your $5.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like not even-
exactly.
I thought you were gonna say Peck and Plex was kind of like an everyman,
No.
which is like the bougie.
It's like the opposite.
It's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were talking about, you said like Crime 101, like the title and this and that. We watched a film recently, I can't remember what the title was, but around the film they were talking about how nowadays what they do with films is that because people are on their phones at the same time and it's like mainly going straight on streaming, that they have to repeat the premise of the film so much and it's become so overly simplistic
Exactly.
that I can't really recall the last time I watched a new film and I was like, yeah, that was really, really sick. But then you go back and you watch films from the 90s and basically every film that I watched from then, like I was telling you guys this morning about Gattaca, sick film, 1997, bro. So it's just, it's all skewed how they're approaching like delivering
Yeah,
film.
of course,
That's
because
it.
they have to make it such that the film is going to be, you can literally be on your phone at the same time, and then anytime you look up and you're like, huh, kind of what's going on, and then within 2 minutes they like explain like, oh, and then the captain of the ship is going to go and do
exactly.
this thing, and it's like,
Someone
and we
has
can
to
get the
go-
treasure, and
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, okay, captain's going
Someone
to go
goes,
get the treasure.
wait, what's going on again? And
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
goes, okay, let me explain it.
Let me
again."
catch you up to speed, and it's like, brother,
Yeah.
we're like 20 minutes in. I don't need I don't need you to spoon feed me the last 20 minutes again.
And
Exactly.
they're constantly like re-hooking you with like
Yeah.
an explosion or like something,
Yeah, or
just
like
so
a
that whenever you
cliffhanger.
look up, it's like, okay, cool, I'm like engaged
That's
again.
it. They said it with that film, The Rip, the one that went straight on Netflix.
Is this the one?
Oh, I think we watched this.
Yeah, is that the
The
one?
one with like Mark Wahlberg. No, not Mark Wahlberg. Is
Matt
it Mark
Damon.
Matt
Yeah,
Damon
yeah,
and Ben
yeah.
Affleck?
Yeah, this is the one.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's the one we watched.
This is the film we. Yeah.
Yeah, and they keep like saying, so like, what are we doing? And well, this rip is this much money.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, it felt really like stilted. It's like,
I was like, okay, I get it. You're doing a rip, and somebody's gonna steal some money here.
yeah.
Okay, I understand. You're stealing the money, and he's like, and now we're gonna steal the money. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
It's
brother, this is so
ridiculous.
shit. And at the end, to be honest, at the end, I was like, okay, I suppose the twist is like not that bad.
Yeah.
The twist is like okay.
It was reasonably
It was
twisty.
interesting. I think the best film I've seen recently in cinema was One Battle After Another. That was actually like
not even
pretty
heard of
good.
that.
It's got Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, Tiana Taylor,
I know the one. you mean.
Sean Penn.
Tiana Taylor was in The Rip as well.
She was in The Rip as well. Yeah.
All of a sudden, she's gone.
yeah,
she's
yeah.
acting. She's going off.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good film, and I watched it and I was like, that's an interesting premise. It's like unique. The camera work was good. Like everything, I was like, that's a good film. But before that,
Dune probably recently.
Yeah, I think maybe
I like
Dune.
both of the Dune films. Have you seen them?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
really good.
I enjoyed those.
I wish I'd watched them in the cinema though. I watched neither of them in the cinema.
I think we watched one. I think maybe we watched both of them
Yeah.
on our TV.
No, I'm pretty sure I went to the cinema.
Maybe
for
you
one,
watched
and
That
then I watched
TV
it
is
again.
basically the cinema.
Yeah, especially in this
Yeah,
the
that's
little
what I
little
mean.
cubby room. It's like
That TV is huge.
it
bro.
takes up
Massive.
most of the space. It's honestly a bit too big for
Yeah,
the space.
I think
You're
so.
kind of
Too
there, just
close,
like,
it's like
oh my
it's like
days. bro.
Millhouse in The Simpsons.
But it's like if trying to play like any sort of game on that TV, you're literally just like looking around, like, oh crap, I'm getting shot. Where is that coming from? You're like fully turning
It
your
feels
whole
like
body.
It's
VR.
quite sick though.
Yeah.
It is quite
Like
sick.
playing Fortnite on that is pretty good because you can see people like so far away. I'm like, brother, I can see your head. Like,
That's
it's because obviously you got such
unfair
a
advantage.
yeah, exactly. But you have all these like little neeks playing on like monitors, but they're like bare close to the monitor, so that their whole field of vision is just the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah.
And like the refresh rate of the
And they've got
monitor.
like this curve.
Yeah, the
monitor,
curved
like,
ones where
around
it's
there.
like fully wrapped.
PC
Would you ever play
gaming.
like PC gaming like VR though? Would you? Because
Well,
like
I don't play any gaming at all, so no, probably.
yeah, fair enough. That makes
How
sense.
would PC gaming VR even work?
So you're
Because
sat there.
limited by the mouse.
But you're sat there and like you can either look with your head or spin and your world will shift in front of you.
Yeah, but wouldn't you need like a gun or whatever? You know, like you wouldn't. It would just
Yeah.
feel weird with like a mouse.
Yeah, maybe.
You're there on like the battlefield and it's
Just
you
like,
with
yeah.
a mouse.
Yeah, it's like you floating around as like a computer. Like it'd be cool if it was VR and I'm like at work. Like you're at the office, like VR office.
Well, I mean, this
simulator.
is the whole thing with the Apple Vision Pro is like people wearing that just in their day-to-day life and like using it as a computer, because obviously you can just have like as many monitors open
I
as
have
possible.
never seen one in the wild.
It's very much a US thing, or like
I have never seen those. Yeah, I've never seen one out, like people using it. I've seen like clips of it on
Yeah,
like
me
Insta
too.
or whatever. But
it was just at the time when it got released, where it was like, oh, this is
This
the
is the
new
future.
crazy thing, and then it was like within a month, it was like, okay, what? Who's paying? However much? It was like a couple grand.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's bare heavy as well.
Really?
Like it's like front weighted, so people are like ending up like mashing up their necks because you have to like properly strain against it, and you need to carry like a battery pack with it, and it only lasts like a few hours. So it's just like
It
a
just
whole
sounds
gimmick.
terrible.
But I guess it's with any first
version
gen of like tech. Like the first version, it's a bit wank, but then the second gen is like much better.
I'll give you an example of one which has never ever got better. Bluetooth. Bluetooth has always been exactly how it is now.
Yeah, fair.
I don't
That's true.
understand.
But I guess the level up would be infrared was before, and then it went to Bluetooth.
No, yeah, but I'm saying
Yeah.
Bluetooth. We've had Bluetooth for like 15 years, maybe,
Yeah.
and
Probably,
More.
maybe longer than that.
maybe
Anyway,
longer,
yeah.
but it's exactly the same.
Yeah,
It's still temperamental.
Yeah, that's true. I did computer science, and I still have like no real clue how all of that works. Like how
Wi-Fi
actually-
works.
like
or
how
anything.
how genuinely like you're beaming something across via Bluetooth. Like what does that actually mean, bro?
Well, this is how manifestation works, and this is my best way of explaining to people how things like manifestation and like visualization works. Like, how do you think Wi-Fi works? What is just like randomly just goes? It's because there's waves in the air which we can't see, and the same way that we can affect energies, it's the same thing.
You just have to be.
We transmit that like electromagnetic pulse essentially.
Yeah, you have to tune your receiver to be open to receiving those waves and like that energy. And if you're closed off,
also knowing that it latches on something. It's not just some mad pseudoscience, because surely Wi-Fi wouldn't work then. You know?
Yeah, you can feel it. Like you can feel the energy shifts. Speaking of the like Bluetooth stuff, the ex-founder of Twitter, I think he started a messaging platform called BitChat, which works by pinging like Bluetooth connections. So it sends it by like routing it through everybody else's devices to get to the recipient, and it's meant to be used in like protest or like riot scenarios or like blackouts where there's no main like connectivity server, so you have to just like, if everybody has this app, then you'll be able to message. And
Reminds me of BlackBerry.
I had this damn idea like 10 years ago when I was on the tube, and I was like, we don't have Wi-Fi on the tube, but wouldn't it be so sick if you could just like Bluetooth messages and just still be able to talk to people while you're on the tube? Now he's done it. I'm not saying that he owes me a cut, but like slightly he owes me a bit of a
Just
cut.
like 1%. I'm not even asking for much.
Oh, yeah, honestly, less than 1%.
Huh?
I'll take half a
0.1?
percent, but I don't know if he's like really monetizing it. I think it's mainly to go against like censorship, and like if whatever happens and they're like, yeah, we're gonna just like lock off the internet. Like, you know, when you've been in places where there's just no 5G and no Wi-Fi, and you're just like, well, I'm actually cooked then.
Yeah, I have to like talk to
Yeah,
people.
like I literally can't function. Like when you're on a train, you're like, I need to figure out what stop I need to get off at, and there's like no Wi-Fi, no internet. I'm like, right, legit, I can't do anything then. Like there's barely even like maps on the trains now. You're just I don't know where I'm going, so I'm just like staring at the sign. Like I pray I recognize one of these names. Obviously, when you're on a train in the UK, it's always like Little Bumpton and more Gumption, and I'm like, oh, this is really sick, bro. I'm going to Gumpton.
My
now.
favourite is Martin's Heron.
Martin's Heron is sick. The
Where
craziest
did you go when you went to the Cotswolds?
Oh, Bourton on the Water and Stow on the Wold. It's
Bro, it's
sick,
not even
though.
real, bro.
When you
Leighton Buzzard.
when
Like,
you
what is that?
when
bro?
you zoom into random places and you just see all the village names, it is so mad. But
Yeah.
it must be like that for anywhere that anyone's grown up. Like you're so used to what those names sound like.
Yeah,
But as soon as it's like Alien. It's like it's literally someone's going like Blimpton.
Blimpton, bruv. I'm telling you, if you go like Scrampton and like Brimpton and Blumpton and Scrimp on the Gump and like all of these things. But literally, I went to
Scrig on the Pib.
Scrig on the Pib, exactly. Bro.
Scrig by Pib.
Yeah, Scrig by Pib or Scrig on Pib or Scrig like near the Pib.
They're different. One of them's in Hull and
Exactly.
one of them's down south.
And like when we went to Stowe on the Wold, I went with the idea of like I'm not going to enjoy the Cotswolds because obviously I'm a city boy and I like my city. What's the word I'm looking for?
Boy.
I like my city boy. Yeah, I like my city bits. We'll call them.
That's not the
amenities.
Yeah, the amenities of living in this. Is it amenities or amenity? Is that an Americanism?
Amenity, but either way, I don't know on that.
I actually don't know.
You get a pass. So I get a pass on that one. Come on. When we went out there, I was like, oh, this is gonna suck. Like, I don't have any of the things I like. But then actually, once you're there in Stowe on the Wold, and you're like walking down this little like the little high street that they've got, and you're going to all the little shops, and it's like everybody knows everyone. There's probably like 2,000 people in this village, and you're like, this is actually quite sick. I could see myself not living there permanently, but having like temporary residence out there, or going and doing like a couple months or like a month where you just spend an extended period of time and like lock in on something, because there's really like no distraction, but you don't feel the like FOMO of being in your flat in London and seeing the world like going so quickly. You're like, I need to catch up. You feel like, oh, I can actually take a step back and enjoy life a bit and go on like a hike and come back, and you don't feel like you're missing out on stuff.
We've said this a lot about what we'd like to do with Phantom at some point, and be like, oh, it'd be cool if we just grabbed all the studio equipment and just did it somewhere else for like a month or and just just switch up the vibes. And earlier we were talking about just getting away. I'm sure we spoke about this on the podcast last week about just being somewhere else, but a little staycay. The UK staycay is underrated, man. It's seriously underrated, especially because a lot of the Airbnbs now are bare nice, man. You go, some of them got a little hot tub, you're in nature, nice little vibes, go for a little walk.
The only problem is just like the transport too. I guess if you're driving there, calm. But
brother,
like,
how many times have I told you, get in the car? You have a license. I don't know why you don't want to drive.
I don't know. I'm not afraid of driving, but like, I just prefer not to. It gives me extra headache. Like, I could just not think about anything and just be sat on a train. And I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about like petrol or where I'm going to park or like being like focused on the act of driving. You just get on the train and then you're going to get there. But I guess the inverse of that is it's very expensive.
Bro, forget how expensive. I look at it completely the opposite. It's like when I have the car, I am completely independent. Like I can just go when I want, get there when I like. I can stop where I want. I have all my stuff with me. I don't have to carry anything. Yeah. It's like what if they cancel the train? No, they're not going to cancel my car. Like, I can just get in that.
Not yet, mate, but when you get an electric car, they turn that shit off, mate. They'll just be like, when it's all like Wi-Fi and they're like, you haven't paid your subscription service. Or Bluetooth, exactly. When you haven't paid your subscription service for your car, and then it's just
you've eaten too much meat, or you've bought too many cigarettes this month, so you can't leave the town.
Yeah, they're just like, no. Imagine, like, your car just gets to a certain place and it just, like, stops driving.
Yeah.
Like, right.
You get to the end of the game world, it's like, oh, no, you haven't unlocked this area
yet.
It's like, go back.
Oh, my God.
That stuff is...
But I think that
maybe
that won't happen. I think what will happen is like we won't be able to have individual cars. It will just be everything becomes like a
shared car.
Like Waymos and automated cars that just drive us around and we just share them all, and then it will take you where you're allowed to go, kind of thing. If this dystopian future actually comes into play where we have no power and the proletariat is just under the thumb of the elites, that's probably how it's going to happen. More so than they're going to turn your car off. It'll be like, oh, there's a global energy crisis and global warming, and there's too many cars on the road, so we've taken a decision that everybody's going to give their cars back and we're all in this together, and what we're going to do instead is it's way more environmentally friendly that we have these automated vehicles that are just going to drive you around. Is that the word? Am I thinking?
What?
Automated...
Self-driving.
Self-driving,
Yeah.
I think same. We know what
people
you mean,
understand. Like, the whole thing with self-driving cars now, you need to get to a critical mass where most of the cars on the road are self-driving before like that actually makes sense. So like with like Waymo, for example, in the US, one of the big problems is because they default to safety. If it's the Waymo versus a human driver, the human driver is gonna just be like, all right, well, this car's not gonna cut me off, so I can just edge out in front of it, and it won't like treat me like a human driver sometimes, where it will just not let you in. It will basically always let you in. So I've heard stories where it's like, it says it's gonna take you 10 minutes, but it actually takes you like 30, 40 minutes to get where you're going.
Wow.
Because it's like, oh, this human driver is just going to bully it off the road, and this is going to default to safety. So it's going to like drive a bit slower than normal. It's not going to like fight for a space. So obviously you just see
going to try and go through a yellow light.
Exactly. It'll be like, oh, it's yellow, I'll make sure I stop. Which is obviously
yeah.
that's what you want. But when most of the cars are still driven by humans, it's like, oh, this fucking Waymo. I'm going to be able to get in front of it. And so that's the problem, where it's like you get in a Waymo and you're like...
There's no risk of road rage either. It's not like the driver of the Waymo is going to come out and like slap you up.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Like, there's no one in the driver's seat.
The frightening next step is that they're going to make these more aggressive.
More aggressive than like human drivers.
Robots.
And it's like, well, the robot will know, like, I can get to like 80 miles an hour and then slam the brakes at this specific time and stop in this distance. So I'm just going to like push to the absolute limit, and this human is not going to be able to match me. So when you're like in a race to try and fight for a spot, obviously the self-driving car will win, but it will never do that because it needs to default to safety, because otherwise nobody's going to get in one of these like self-driving cars. I don't know how I feel about them. I feel like I like the idea, like we've got people we know who have like Teslas and stuff, and when they jump in and like just do the self-driving, it's cool to see it like weaving in and out of traffic and doing like turns, but I feel comfortable because there's a human there. Mm-hmm. If you take the human away and there's no one there, I feel like I'd just be like...
It's just quite disconcerting.
It's a bit of a gimmick. Like, what's the point?
I agree.
Like, what is actually the benefit? It just means one less human in this car. But if it's like a taxi, I would rather get in a taxi and pay a human than pay this like tech company.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The point is profit, and then that's the obvious point. Is like, okay, if we have this, we won't have a middle person to take a cut. Like we were talking about AI and music, we were saying, we're not going to have to pay all these people, we're just going to have to pay one. So there's that thing. But then also from a more skeptical perspective, there's more control externally. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, cool, there's nobody driving this car, so whoever is controlling the software of it is in control of it, rather than the individual who's behind the wheel. Yeah. So it just takes away layers and layers of control away from individuals, basically.
Yeah. And I think it will only really work and be beneficial if everyone's in the same boat. If there are no people, like manual drivers, the mix of the two is what causes this weird, like, relationship.
I guess it's like when cars and horses were still on the road at the same time. It's like, bruv, these horses, man, we've got to be careful. Like, I'm in my steam engine powered like vehicle, like get out the way kind of thing. Yeah. Or the horses are just getting scared of these cars and whatever. But when it fully transitioned to just cars, it was blessed.
Well, I guess the way that they'll be able to, like one of the big ones is if it's, for example, you have your self-driving cars and then they're all linked up to like the traffic lights, and everything is kind of being coordinated from a top levels perspective. The amount of like traffic jams and everything will feasibly decrease because you don't have the natural like flow of human drivers. Have you seen that they did like an experiment where they had loads of cars driving in a circle? And it's literally just a circle. There's no traffic lights. It's just drive at 10 miles an hour. And even still, there was like traffic jams because some people would speed up and then they would have to slow down. That would cause the people behind them to slow down. And you just see these like massive waves of... But if it was all controlled...
Top Gear did a thing where they worked out that the only way to prevent it is if everyone drives at over 200 miles an hour.
What?
Yeah, that's I don't know how that works, but I remember that sticking in my head so
just
much.
Like,
it only works if everyone drives at exactly 217 miles per hour.
And then it's like no traffic jams again.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's the whole thing. If it's all self-driving cars, then like as soon as the light turns green, all of the cars accelerate at the exact same speed, and then it means the most optimal number of cars can get through. And if you imagine loads of people commuting to work, that's going to be such a massive like benefit for them, where it's like, okay, well, we can really control and optimize travel times from one place to another. Loads of people are going to buy into that, like, yeah, I'll do that. Even as somebody who doesn't necessarily drive, I still would prefer to drive than just sit in a like automated
I think so
delivery
too.
vehicle. Like you're just becoming like a Amazon package.
Yeah, it feels
at that
weird.
point. You're just legit. You're just jumping in the back of a whip, and it's like just get on a bus at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that is basically what it would become. I do think the reason why we kind of feel like that is because we do have this understanding that the world is not what we're led to believe, and actually there's a lot of people in charge who have negative ulterior motives,
Yeah.
just to put it lightly. But let's say it was a utopia where there is no downside and all humans are like pulling in the same direction and it's equally beneficial to everybody.
Yeah.
Something like that, I'd be all in,
Yeah.
because I know that there's the purest of intentions, and actually if we do this, oh yeah, it makes sense on paper, therefore it works. But what we're told that makes sense on paper is often just a manipulated thing to make us concede more power to like elite structures, which is which is shit.
Yeah,
And if it wasn't like that, I'd give my car keys. I'd be like, yeah, cool, take my whip, bro.
Yeah,
for the greater good. But it's just not. That's
That's
how.
just not the case.
Yeah, it's
But
just not
it's
the
just
reality.
like I'm gonna lose out basically.
100%.
But the argument would be that if everybody takes the opposite mentality and says like, I'm going to do it for the greater good, even though there may be ulterior motives, we could potentially get to a place where we are moving towards that utopia. But I guess then the flip side of that is even still, if everybody does that, because the top layer, like the top structure is bad, then it would just be bending to the whim of them, like willingly, as opposed to being like resistant to it.
The problem is because we know concretely that the
We're not speaking well today.
the upper layer is bad. Like there's no question that the people in charge are like not good people.
Like the firmament.
Nice.
Upper firmament.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of have to resist because what they're doing, I know, is not for our benefit. So even though it's painted as like, oh, you know, this will be good, it'll be good for the environment, it'll be quicker, it will save you money, kind of thing. You won't have to worry about owning the car because it's all going to be looked after. Yeah, cool, that all makes sense, but I know that you guys are fuckers.
Yeah, you're trying to fuck
I know
us
you're
over,
gonna.
Totally.
I know you're gonna do some conceited, messed up shit. So I want to push back on that.
Yeah.
Someone put it to me in a really interesting way recently, which is like, you think, why is it that how is it that all these elites, all the people that control the world are in these positions are all fucked up and don't have our best interests? And you realize that by the very nature of becoming a billionaire or potentially a trillionaire or whatever, it means that you've got a certain part of your character, which means you are like that.
Yeah.
You don't get to be a billionaire by being like, for example, if I had £1 billion, half of it would be gone.
Yeah,
to
immediately.
give to other people.
Yeah.
And I would have never got even close. Probably at $1 million, I'd probably give like loads of money to charity or help out other people.
Yeah.
Whereas you have to have a certain mindset to even get to that point, which is
Yeah.
so scary.
Yeah, it's true. And like having been in the like tech space for the last like 5 years and been around like VC investment and like all of these people who are just really trying to make it. If any of you are watching it, you're all like good people, obviously. The people that I've met anyway. But there is like an underlying trait of like delusion to be like, I'm going to be the person that's going to make this like revolutionary company. But then the underlying thing of that is more or less exploiting everyone and everything around you and every opportunity to benefit you the most. And it really becomes a point of like, oh, it's just business. You know, that saying like, oh, it's just business at the end of the day.
It's not
like,
nothing
it's
personal.
not personal. Mm-hmm. It's just business. And it's like, well, yeah, I hear it's just business, but like you can just sacrifice like profit here to do something like good.
Yeah.
You don't have to take this deal, which means that you're going to do this fuckery just so you make so you can show in your investor update that you've got like 10% month on month growth. How about let's like not prioritize growth and try and make things better for other people? Ties back perfectly because everyone else is playing that game.
Yeah.
If you're not playing that game, you lose out inherently.
Yeah.
So it's like who can be the most fucked up, who can like sacrifice the most of their life and
because there will be someone who does more than you.
It's like, oh, like you only stabbed your like co-founder in the back. Like, bro, I stabbed like my whole family in the back to get to this point. And, like, I'll stab all of you in the face to get to this next step. And it's like, obviously I wasn't in any conversations like that, but when you can feel that like
someone saying, I'll stab you all in the face.
Just to get like the next like...
He's like, whoa, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah, I was like, you know what, I don't know if I actually want to raise this like funding round. I don't really give a shit about this enough. And then obviously like the LinkedIn world as well, where you're just seeing these people like
It's like the glorification of overworking.
Exactly.
The problem with these kind of things is that you might start a company and the people involved, like your co-founder or whatever, do have like pure intentions. Like you want to make a business or you want a product to make, which is like good for the world. And you're like, yeah. I'm going to make a positive change. But then as soon as you get investment in, you have invited people in who don't necessarily share the vision. And ultimately their goal is just profit.
100%.
And now you're beholden to these investors, and it's like, okay, well, if you want to carry on doing what you're doing, you have to make money for us and you have to maximize that. Otherwise, now we actually own quite a large percentage of your company. We have a lot of say here. And if you don't do that, well, actually, we're going to sack you.
Yeah, we'll just bring somebody in. We'll just literally just replace you with a yes man who will do all of these things. And it's like, well, you should actually just sack these like 10 people. It doesn't matter if it will destroy their lives or whatever. They're literally just numbers on an Excel spreadsheet where you're like, cool, well, last month you burnt 50K and you need to get that to 0. So these 10 people make 50K, get rid of them.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on?
And when you're in the business and it's like, cool, we're really invested and this is like our baby, it's everything to you. But these investors are invested in like hundreds and thousands of different companies. So it's like, whatever, bruv. Like, I couldn't care less about this. Even if this whole company burns to the ground, I couldn't care less.
But that's literally how their model works, is essentially they gamble on like 10 or 20 companies every year. And if 19 of them fail, but one of them like
the ceiling is so much higher, isn't it?
That's it. Like you've made your money back and more, and that's all you need. So they literally don't give a shit about you. And when you're having these conversations with investors, and it literally is just like, okay, let's see your finances. Like, what's your forecast? What are you trying to build? You try to paint this story about having like a really positive impact, but it's almost like you're doing this, like, I know that this is bullshit. You know that this is bullshit, but we're just playing this game so that at the end of this, when we put the contract across, it's like, cool, we played the game properly and I can sign on the dotted line. It really feels like very, very slimy, and you're just like, I don't want to be in this world, which is why I'm not in the world anymore.
Yeah.
Amazing. And just on money in general, like outside of weird like instruments like futures and kind of crypto to some extent and weird shit with like NFTs and stuff.
Treasury notes.
Yeah, like outside of these kind of weird instruments, money essentially is, if I'm making money, I'm not making money, I'm taking money.
Yeah.
Like for me to amass £1 million, I've not just grown it on trees. I've had to take that money from other people. That's what it boils down to. Yeah. So the more money you make, it's like when you were talking about becoming a billionaire and what these people are like, you are literally taking $1 billion away from other people so that you have that yourself. That it doesn't, it doesn't grow. It literally doesn't grow on trees.
Well, I fully see your point, but with some of these people, and the reason that we're in some of the economic messes we are and the financial crashes happen is because they do just create money.
They do just print more money.
They just use their wealth or their net worth as collateral. I'm going to use my X stock or whatever as collateral. You'll give me this money. That money is created. That creates inflation.
Yeah, which does, as a byproduct, take money away from other people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
and like maybe
because the value of what you have goes
decreases.
down.
So it's like maybe I'm not taking money out of your pocket, but
the power of your money is less.
It's essentially a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Again, like it's like the people at the bottom, they're the ones who lose out, and that's why we're in the mess that we're in on planet Earth.
Yeah. It's crazy when you deep it. Like the world is in debt. It's like, brother, how can you be in debt? Like you own all of the things, like you have all of the resources, but you're like...
When I was a kid and I found out like, they're this much in debt, I was like, what?
To who? It's like to themselves, and like all of these countries are in debt. It's like, how can there be mass like debt across the world? Yeah, who are they indebted to?
Well,
who?
There you go.
Like, where is the money going, bro? It's all going out of your pocket and into...
Federal Reserve.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, it makes complete sense once you know what it is.
It makes sense. It just, we don't like it.
Yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense from a mathematical perspective. Like, it adds up, but it doesn't make sense from a human perspective.
Yeah, like a logic perspective.
Why is this the case? I think if you have conversations with just normal people in the street, nobody thinks like that. Genuinely. Like, nobody really thinks like that. And it's just weird people who aren't like us, who basically have this huge amount of influence over things. And there's probably good people who've been caught up in this just because it feels like their hands have been tied. You know, it's like, oh, if I didn't do this, that's when you get into that like survival mode. It's like, oh, you know, I kind of know deep down that agreeing to work for this company or signing this deal or going into debt for a whole nation is not right, but I do it because I've got like mouths to feed at home, or if I don't do this, they'll kill me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I can understand why these things happen, and without, you know, belief in sort of a kind of, this might sound corny again, but like kind of like a higher purpose, these things will just go on unvetted for forever. Once you think that this is all there is in life, and that,
that's exactly why they're in that position, exactly, because of the material like needs on Earth, essentially. I mean, that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, we could go into that for.
But you're spot on. That's exactly right.
Sometimes, you know, I feel like we've got to toe the line between what we say and what we don't say. Not because, you know, I think we're going to get banned, but when you start opening up cans of worms with these things, the rabbit hole just goes on and on like forever. And even in the private conversations we have, like, I'm sometimes bare overwhelmed and I can't take it. Like, I can't handle it.
It happened when we walked in earlier. I said, and that's it. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, it's because like we just knew that if you said the thing that you were probably going to say, it would just be like,
opens up this whole
we're going to have an
thing
hour-long
and this whole conversation. And sometimes it's also like I learn things and find things out, and I'm like, the boys don't need to know this.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The boys don't need to know.
I think some of the stuff when it's like, or you've clearly like at like 1 a.m. been on like Insta and like or something and like been fed some information, and then you've done your own research and like been like, I hope this is not true.
And I'm like, oh, it's true.
It's true. And
it's
then
true.
I'm like downstairs like editing something, and Mayfly goes, Laith, just learnt this thing. Google this, and it's like,
oh
brother, I could have gone my whole life without knowing that this thing exists
like
in the
that
world.
thing I told you in the car on the way back yesterday,
or
whenever it was. And it's like, oh man.
Yeah, and I think just to that point, we have these conversations. We have all of the context. We know, like, we've been having these conversations for like 10 years. So all of the context and everything, it makes sense. And when we drop the next thing, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. And we can link that back. But just like dropping somebody into the middle of that, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? Like, literally none of this can be real. But I think slowly but surely with all of the shift in the last like few months, people are clocking on.
Gradually.
People are clocking on.
People are clocking on. And you know, just as a slight pivot from this particular topic,
please.
When it comes to like context, and we're talking about like our music and stuff, and we're inviting people into the Phantom universe, people are stepping in, and it's the first time that they're entering into this. And we get some comments on the lives, and some of the comments are like positive ones, and some of the comments are like really, really weird ones, but they don't know the full picture. And like nobody really knows the full picture. It's like really positive that we get to do the lives and go on them and kind of express ourselves, and we let people into our world a bit, and the Discord, and then even these pods. But only us three really have, and I mean even you've come into the equation like not at the very, very inception of Phantom, and you're the closest to it for sure, Laith.
Thanks.
But the context of things is so important. And which is why sometimes I think maybe in the live we get a comment and maybe it's badly received, but like the person commenting thinks, these guys didn't respond very well to that. Perhaps, I don't know, but it's because there's context lacking.
Yeah. It's our reality, isn't it?
It's the disconnect between like we are doing these lives, we're making this music, we've been doing it for like, I don't know, 6 months now, whatever. We've kind of like gone all in on this and like this is what we want to do. And then somebody jumps in and it's just like, are you going to do this beg rapping again today? And it's like, yes, we are. We are doing that now. And like, do you want to be, if you want to be...
We don't call it that. But.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if you want to be here, the craziest thing to me is like, you simply don't have to be there. Like you've
Yeah,
come,
yeah.
you actively sought this out.
It's the most baffling.
You
thing.
know that it's gonna be at this time on these days, and you show up every time and make the same comments, and you're like, you clearly you're building this like weird parasocial relationship where you're like, oh, I can't wait to go in and like maybe they'll notice me this time, and maybe I'll win them over. But I never understand what the end goal is with some of the comments that we get. It's like, the 3 melts, and it's like, yep, and then it's just like that's like one comment, and then he goes.
Someone said 3 times, by the way, the 3 Musketeers, lol.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You're just like, yes.
That's not negative or positive. But...
Yeah, it's just like complete. Or somebody comes in and just says like, Kurt Cobain.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then slides off, and you're like, are you a real human? Like, I genuinely.
actually don't know.
I want to
to
understand what goes on in some of their heads. Where I'm like, it would be so sick to be a fly on the wall as they're like in their room, just like, yeah, they go on the live and. Yeah, Kurt Cobain. And
well, I do genuinely think, especially with like some of the specific like haters who just they must be deeply unhappy.
Yeah, I don't understand what void it's filling for them. It can't be satisfying because we don't give them anything. Like, it's not like we get a comment and we're like, oh my God, I can't believe you would say it. It's more just like, we'll like look at each other or be like, that's a bit weird. Yeah. And then they make the same comment like twice, and then one of our mods mutes them, and that's it. And it's like, I don't understand. Like, we're not even giving them anything to be like, we've rattled them now, we can get them.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. It's just completely pointless.
100%.
And it's like your Sunday evening as well.
Yeah.
Like the Wednesday one, I can hear it's hump day.
No.
I hear it a little bit more. Sunday evening is like...
You're meant to be resetting,
it's like
getting ready for the next
sacred
week.
days, sacred Sundays, yeah.
It's like your evening time where you're about to wind down, like you've had a long week maybe, and it's like, and now at the end of my week, the very last thing I'm going to do with my week is just be bare
set
weird.
myself up for the next week.
It's just be bare booky and
yeah, it's bizarre.
The ones I really love though are the ones who come in on smoke, like, you guys are shit, and then 20 minutes later they're like,
I came here to hate, but you guys are actually good.
yeah, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, then they like follow us, and then they like join the fan club, and then they join the Discord. I'm
Yeah.
We got you.
We need to have a new category of like, you know how we say newliers becoming regulars? We need to have like hateliers becoming
loveliers.
loveliers.
Loveliers
Yeah.
are so jokes. Yeah, it's just like the reformed people who came in on smoke, and then after 5 minutes they're like, you guys are actually pretty good vibes.
Yeah.
I want to be part. I want to be part of this community. And then they come in the next time like, hey, everybody support, and it's like, that's crazy. You've changed your tune so much, but I'd much rather that than just people who come in and just like, you suck.
Yeah.
You're shit.
We have like a really like positive community, which is sick.
Yeah.
And the regulars who've been in for time and now like our modding stuff as well. It just like keeps it nice and clean, which is
Definitely.
which is awesome.
Which we appreciate, guys. Thank you.
And naturally, there's always going to be like some negative comments, and I actually welcome it. Like, I think it's jokes, and I think it's a mark of, you know,
Oh, me too.
Things are going well.
100%.
But certain ones are just more confusing
More
than
baffling.
anything.
Yeah.
And it is weird. And as you said earlier, Mayfly, it's like, this is just a reflection of their personality, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah. No, like, I genuinely just want to get in their heads. I want to work out, like, obviously we, first and foremost, we promote a positive and like good environment, and it kind of messes with the energy a little bit. It's not that we like hate it and can't handle it and like it like affects us. We come off the lives and we're just creasing.
We're just like,
So
what-
you
what
guys
was
don't
that?
cry yourself to sleep.
Yeah. Well, some of them. Well, you know what? Okay, this one I genuinely kind of did rattle me in the moment, but then like 2 minutes later I was like, it's calm. But it was just like, the one comment where it's like short king in the front. I'm like, brother, I'm sat down. It's like, how could you possibly know that? And I was like, do I know you? That's so peak that you've said that. But then afterwards I was like, that is quite jokes. And you guys creased
so
as well. I was
good.
like, that is pretty
That
good.
is so good.
Yeah, that is.
Well, it's like they always say, there's always one which is like the bait one, as in to bait us in.
Yeah.
It's like
If you
two
guys
of-
were athletic, what sport
yeah,
would you play?
exactly.
Yeah.
Or like 2 of you are so good looking.
Yeah. Both
And
of you are really sick. And
Yeah,
we're just like,
yeah.
well, then
And
one of us has been cooked
that's
here.
supposed to get in our head and go. But it's just funny that people. What we actually like is when people are original and it's like something completely random, like the outside little one, or I don't know. But when it's something or sort of skinhead.
Yeah, skinhead is
Dr.
good.
Martin's 30-hole lace boots. Okay.
You're just like, all right, nice one,
but
mate.
they're invested in the bit.
Yeah,
like,
that's
I can appreciate that where it's like, okay, this is your character. Like Raccoon.
Yeah.
Raccoon's not like a negative example.
No,
That's
no.
just a pure positive one. But like you are fully in that bit.
Yeah, we love it
and I will
so
support.
much.
I will
It's
support
like
that
so
bit.
funny.
Yeah, it's
to
just
us,
like stressed raccoon, and it's just like
how are you feeling today?
stressed, and it's like
It's
that's
like,
pretty
it
good.
warms my heart
And it's
every
like
time.
every time it's the same ones, and it's like you say, it's the people who have got they have an original bit, and it doesn't matter what live they're on, they're gonna try get this across.
Yeah.
But it's when somebody comes in and just goes, you're weird, and it's
Yeah,
like that's
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's so
yeah.
shit. Come up with something new. Like we've
Yeah.
heard that a million times. Like you look booky. Yeah, I know, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Or like unemployment's final bus.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
Like these are just corny ones that I'm sure you comment on everybody's.
and then
life.
equally
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
the
yeah.
other side where it's like people coming in and just being like overwhelmingly positive and coming in and be like, whoa, this is really sick. Like I
Yeah,
love you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
so much. You're like my favorite band now, and it's like sick. Let's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
double down on that. More of that, please. And
Exactly.
as with everything, like the positive always like wins out in the end.
Good will
Like,
always win.
The people who come in and they like when we get some haters and then like 4 of our regulars are just like, what are you doing here? Like why are you doing this? Like you can either leave or be positive. And then they're like, oh, I didn't realize that it was like you had a community of people who were gonna like call me out.
Yeah.
I
They're
thought I
like,
could.
"Ah!"
Yeah, it's like, oh, you've noticed me.
Yeah,
You've nuded me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
nude.
Like when that
I've been
green
seen.
screen fell.
Yeah, oh my god, we need
so-
to find that.
find
clip.
that video.
That's really good.
It reminds me just of one thing that I wanted to touch on very briefly, which just came into my head. Is did you guys see this video? You know DDG. This he's like the US KSI kind of thing.
Yeah. The guy with the deep voice.
Where the fake deep voice.
Does he? I didn't know. Does he have a fake deep voice?
Yeah, he can like make his voice mad deep, and he's
Oh,
like, "This is
really?
my real voice," and he's like, "Hey, baby, I
love
think
DDG.
Yeah.
But there was this kid who came in, like a 5-year-old kid or 6-year-old kid who came in to show him his new song that he'd made, and he was like, "I love my mom, I love my
That's
dad,
sick.
I love my grandma," and then DDG rinsed him and
Oh,
was
that's so cute.
like, "That shit is ass. That shit is whack." And it then cuts to him, and they've worked with him in the studio. And he's on stage in front of people, and he's still really happy. And he's singing, "I want to kill my mom.
Oh, man.
I want to kill my dad." And all the comments were like L from DDG. But
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
goes to show this like horrible, like poisonous world we live in, and that hate wins somehow.
Especially on lives and stuff, when you've got like thousands of people, and you're just like, you're so dependent on that, like, staying consistent because like you need them there to make money or whatever.
Yeah.
You're then just gonna be like, okay, anything I can do to get them to like me. And if you've started by being this kind of like controversial character, hating on people, making fun of people, and then your fans are the kind of people who come in and just make fun of others.
Yeah.
You are gonna be like, either you're gonna be the laughing stock, or you're gonna point and laugh at somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the whole thing of like
it's bullying.
it's just like targeting the energy of like 10,000 people to just be like, you should die. And it's like,
Yeah,
well, I hope when we get to that stage, it's like 10,000 people who are like mad positive and they just want.
But that's the thing. Like we could do these things which help us skip steps and go viral for hate reasons.
Yeah.
KSI is really good at it. He knows what sells, and HS TikTok, any of these people.
Yeah.
Apparently HS TikTok, that guy who takes the piss out of him.
Yeah.
Apparently he was on HS TikTok's retainer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
like it just goes to show. And remember I sent you that thing where they did a test on Twitter and they wrote the exact same thing, and one was the positive spin. So I love so and so, and I hate so and so. And even the views, it was like Twitter gave 10 times the amount of airtime to the negative one versus the positive.
It's outrageous.
It's outrageous, yeah.
That's why
it's
it's just
horrible.
like rage bait is like way better than like love baiting. You don't know what
Yeah,
that is.
yeah.
Like there's not a thing, but you can rage bait somebody because when you get somebody to like crash out, then it's like, cool, I can clip that, and it's like, watch this person crash out on live. Where it's like, if somebody
shit and I'm trying to be low key.
yeah, if somebody is like
That guy.
Yeah, but that guy's popped again.
Popped
But I
off.
think just because he's not good, or
Yeah.
like people are like sharing it kind of as a joke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is like so like It's just so strange and
Yeah, it's a
horrible.
bit peak.
And again, just to kind of come back very briefly to what we were talking about earlier, it's like, okay, well, these social media companies are run by very similar kind of people that we were discussing. And if there is like a negative agenda and it's like to make people feel a certain way, then why not promote the negative stuff? And like, just even the news, forget social media. Like, when do you turn the TV on and watch the news and it's like, oh, look at this really positive thing that's happened? It's all just like war and this is bad and the money is bad and property prices and blah, blah, and stress. And because either it's what keeps people engaged from a purely like top-down
fear.
perspective. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, maybe
all
we
about
do
fear.
maybe we do this because it's good for us, for our show only, and they do it for that reason, or there's an actual agenda to be like, if we're constantly bathing people in fear and cortisol and we're lowering vibrations, then that's good for us as well. Either way, it's bad. Do you know what I mean? But obviously one is significantly worse than the other.
Yeah, totally. It's messed up.
Let's try and round off on some sort of positivity. I didn't mean to bring it back down to that.
No. It's
Putting it
good.
on a positive note, King,
Yeah.
our next single,
Yeah.
out in a couple of weeks.
A
should
matter
we
of
say?
weeks.
A matter
Yeah.
of weeks.
It will be out in March.
Yes.
We had a great content day on Sunday.
Yeah,
Got
yeah,
told
yeah.
off by the security guard.
Yeah, that was. In hindsight, that was pretty dumb. I didn't realize how dangerous what
It
we were
was.
doing was.
Yeah, there'll be some behind the scenes
until
content.
we watched back some of the clips and it was like, oh, that could have gone. Like, we're laughing about it now, but this could easily be like.
I was very, very hyper aware, and like in the clip that I sent you guys last night, I literally am like, holy shit, and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
turn the music down, you're like, you're right up there, and I'm like, yeah, I almost like KO'd myself like 4 times. You're like, don't do that. I was like,
don't try not to do that. I was like half expecting to just you like fall off the back.
mate, it was at one point I'm like looking at the camera, and then I'm like trying to perform a bit, and I look up and I'm like, whoa, if I had like not done that, I'm gonna like just. That,
Yeah, if you
something
just locked in.
something sharp was coming
Oh
towards
my
my head top,
God.
and I
Oh,
was
that
like,
makes me scared.
it would have not been worth it for the clips that we got.
But yeah, we seem to be negatively straying again. But
Oh yeah, it
King,
was sick.
We are really excited. We were feeling energized after content day yesterday.
Yeah,
The
it was
tune
sick.
is like mixed. It's about to get sent off for mastering, and yeah, we're really happy to keep the pressure on.
Yeah,
Keep
the
the momentum going.
The momentum on.
cooking.
It's going to be a great year of releases, and
Yeah,
just keep it.
first one down, second one coming very, very soon.
Yeah, exactly.